Corvette is one of the most recognizable names in American muscle cars today, and this 1966 big block Stingray combines the best of American muscle, sports cars, and race cars all into one. In 1966, Chevrolet debuted the 427 engine for their Corvette. The 427 is arguably one of the most iconic engines of all time, so iconic that Corvette released a 427 Collector's Edition back in 2013. So we're not just going to talk about this car, we're going to start it up, take it for a drive, and hear this engine roar. Now, this car started with zero problems. I haven't started it in a couple weeks now, and that instantaneous roar is just, it's something that when you deal with a lot of cars, it doesn't happen often. Cars do have a tendency of having issues cold starting, so I love the reliability and the little bit of body roll, the little like shake you get from the power of the engine first starting. Just, it gets you excited to go drive the car. I enjoy older classic cars for numerous reasons, but it's the visceral feelings, the sight, the sound, and the smell of these cars that just gets you excited and giddy about them. New cars, Teslas, you're lacking two of those main three elements. You don't hear them, and you don't smell anything. The smell of burning rubber and gasoline is one of those things that, I mean, I get very nostalgic because I was raised around cars and around the racetrack, and I'm sure other car guys out there, you know, it's something that just, it takes you back to good days at the track or good days at a car show, and there's just nothing like it. The gears on this car are a bit short, which means, at least in the low gears, so first gear, the clutch is progressive, so it's smooth. Acceleration is nice and smooth, but you shift to second, and there's not that much of a difference between first and second. Like, it still revs high. You really want to quickly kind of get up to third, and then the gears get a bit taller, and you start feeling, I mean, it has power in every gear. It'll light up the tires in every gear, but first gear almost feels too short, where you're just, you know, you're revving a little too high, and you just want to shift. This car came new, black, 4-speed transmission, and the big block 427 engine, making it a very desirable combination. It also currently has just over 69,000 miles, which on one of these is very low mileage. It also raced in period in the 70s, and we have the original race log. It raced in Southern California at tracks like Riverside, Ontario, and Willow Springs, so it has a pretty great history to go along with the beautiful color combination. This car was restored in the late 90s and early 2000s. They completely stripped the body and redid the paint in the original black. They also redid all the mechanicals, so the engine, transmission, differential, suspension, and brakes were all redone. We just got back from driving this car, and I can tell you after driving it, it has massive power and acceleration. First couple gears are a little short, so you have to rev it a bit high to get going, but the fourth gear is taller, and it's made for those longer stretches of driving. Now, the clutch on this car, it's progressive, which is really nice. It's not as stiff as some other muscle cars I've driven, so you roll on the throttle and roll off the clutch, and it can smoothly roll forward. Now, whether you want to smoothly roll forward or light up the tires and get going, this car can do it all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video on the Corvette. And usually we have a lot of Ferraris and European classics in here, but since we're in that muscle car realm right now, we go from the Corvette to the Camaro. So the next video coming up, we're gonna do on this Camaro right here. And it's a really cool car, and I can't wait to tell you guys a lot more about it.